Hey, what's going on, my good people? This is Elop, and I want to say thank you for watching this video. I did a beat on the airport, guys. On my way to LA for the NAMM 2017. This was my first time. Man, I had a blast, and I'm going to be showing you guys some pictures and videos on this channel pretty soon. But I want to show you this beat that I made. First of all, I was at the airport, just, you know what I'm saying, whip out my computer. And I didn't want to whip out my keyboard and all this other stuff that I have because nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know what I got going on. You know what I mean? What I did was I played with the loops, grabbed some loops over, dragged them over, and I used Massive in this track here and just kind of, paint the notes in how I, just came up with something like that. So this is the first thing I came up with. And of course, this is using Massive, which is by Native Instruments. Awesome synth. I tweaked it myself and got it to sound this way. So I call it the Elop Mass. And all of these other elements are pretty much just loops I've dragged over and just, you know what I'm saying? So let's visit the kick. So the next thing I came up with was the kick. And basically what I did here was I added another kick to give me that top end punch. And this is what I came up with. Without, with, right? So if I was to unsolo the other kick, you see how thin that sounds? But that was only because I was trying to create just the top end punch sound to the actual kick here. Right? Just to give me that top end. And so what I try to do is I do music so that it sound good on a laptop. That's the whole goal. And that's the reason why you would do something like that. So next after that, there was this weird loop sound. I'm like, man, I don't think I would have ever imagined using this inside of a track. So I did it. Okay. And then there was this. And a lot of the stuff I just kind of stretched to meet the tempo that I'm currently using, which is the 115 BPM. So I just stretched this stuff just to make it sound sense, make it sound good. Right? That's my snare. And it sounded great when I was creating it at first at the airport. But then as I made it bigger, I needed more attack, more snare, more something. I have some claps that I created from Impact, right? And here's another. Those are finger snaps. It's a very simple, straight to the point track. There's not much effects and, all that wild stuff going on right here in this specific track. But I just wanted to show you guys what I came up with, and I thought it was pretty cool. Now, this is pretty cool right here because I just grabbed a sample, an 808 sample, and put it inside of sample one. And that's how I created the 808 bass line there. And you know what I'm saying? And it worked it great. Like, I was totally satisfied. And then I added this other, let's see, what is this? Okay, those are hats. Let's talk about that. That wasn't what I was going to talk about, but we could talk about that now that we're on that. But what I was trying to do there, like, it sounds a little dull, and that's because I added a red light district on here, which is a plugin, a stock plugin from Personas here. And let's play it without. Say, it's clean, okay? It sounds very clean and it's a little bright. That may work, but in this case, I needed a little dirt on there. And so with the red light district, what it did was it added a little distortion to it. It took out the highs, and it put more, you know, I feel like it put more body, put more vintage signal in it, and it made it a little fuller, and it fits perfect within the mix. So you know what I'm saying? And that's what we did with that. And there are a lot of other elements. I grabbed this crash from Impact and tuned it down. Also, there's sidechain compression here. I want to show you guys that. So I have my kick on my 808 bass line sidechain with my kick, so that my bass line can duck whenever my kick hit, and that's the power behind the bass and drum kick war. You know, that's the power behind having something powerful hit really hard in the low end without it sounding distorted. So my kick is coming through, as well as my 808s are pretty hard, but if they sidechain, you know what I'm saying? And that's how you do it. Is this the sidechain used to be really heavy in the dance pop era, you know what I'm saying? But now it is something that is used, you know, in a wide range of genres now. So that's how that goes. I have a video specific to showing to explaining how to side chain. So if you guys want to learn how to side chain, I'll just add the link in the description of the video. How about that? So if that's something you're interested in, I'll add that there. And so with my crash, I used a filter. This is by Sound Toys, a filter freak, and I just bounced it in place. This is the actual instrument, and I just bounced it in place and got that permanent sound or whatever. But I also used a lot of like just tweaking sounds here and there, and then I would do stuff like add something, add a effect over, and turn it into an event effect, so that it won't chew into my CPU. You know what I'm saying? So I do a lot of that as well, and that's what I did here. There is event effect here, and I have the decapitator here turned on, and this is what I have. I didn't render it yet because I was trying to see if I want to use that sound, but I can actually render that sound, and basically it acts as a freeze on the track, or deactivating the actual plugin, but you still get the sound that comes with it, which is dope. Like you get the processed sound after that. So it's like it's as if you don't have a decapitator on here. And once you render it down, you know, you good. It's just like a regular wave or whatever. But if you need to come back to it, you can always, you know what I'm saying, come back and make adjustments. You know, say like, oh man, I don't really care for that sound. I need to change something, and so you know you could do one or two things. You can bounce in place. When you bounce in place, you bounce everything. Like there's no going back to that, making it changes and anything like that. But once you like this one for instance, this is my kick too. So if I was to restore the effect here, which is the EQ I just showed you guys, I cut everything. I cut all of those here. Right? If I want to make an adjustment, I can. Boom. And just render it again. And I'm cool. I love Studio One for the type of things I'm able to do and just keep it rolling. You know what I'm saying? And I think what I need to do now, instead of having all of these different instances of I mean, you know, just all these claps and snares and stuff like that, I think what I'm going to do is just just make a folder for it and call it snare. Why not? And then we're gonna give it its own channel. And the cool thing about this, guys, is that once I turn this into um its own channel or bus channel or whatever you want to call it, aux channel, basically what happens is it's just a folder, but I can put these folders info in the folder, which is pretty cool. Like I like that. That's dope. So I got my kick, my snare, and I can actually put that in the folder and just call that my drums, and I can go ahead and just bam. So basically, what just happened was I have a couple of folders within the folder, and let's see what happened. So on my drums, I got my snare. My snare. This is coming out to my drums. That's my output here. So okay, here's my snare. It's really claps, but it's in the snare folder, right? And then my kick. I didn't give my kick a bus channel, so let's give it a bus channel. There we go. With the shaper, console shaper, that crosstalk on, it makes it fatter. And so what I also did was I turned on my fat channel here and gave it a little sheen. And I'm gonna make my threshold kiss a little bit more. Then I have the limiter here, which is by waves. So I got my ceiling pretty much -0.4, and my threshold ringing. Since I brought everything down, I appreciate you guys for watching these videos, and I plan on pushing more and more this year, 2017. Stick with your boy. Visit the website. There's more courses and tutorials based on music production, and I have a couple of reviews on there where I'm talking about some products or whatever that I got my hands on. It's artofsound.university. All right. Again, we got some new things and some awesome things coming up this year. Again, got a video and pictures I want to show you guys at the NAMM event. Again, music is art. You are the artist. Paint your picture. This is your boy Ellip, and I'm out of here.